What's up, you all? Cricket rockstar Devo Tyro Ordin here. Who would have ever had thought that England would become the first international full member nation to score over 300 runs in a T20 international? And I'm talking about becoming the first full member test playing nation to score over 300 runs. That is 304 for 2. Yes, my friends, 304 for 2. Now, I have not covered any international matches since the third and final ODI involving West Indies and Pakistan right here in Trinidad a few weeks ago. But nevertheless, I had to get back into following all international and franchise cricket. But let me just say this, why not we get on with it? So, the last T20 international, which was the first one a few days ago between the same two teams, England and South Africa, was a complete disappointment, not just for the fans, but for the players on the whole. If you're a fan of all formats of cricket, you guys got to listen to this. Why? Because the game could have ended up abandoned with both teams just shaking hands and moving on to this game rather than playing an 8-over shootout, which then turned out into a 5-over shootout, which led to a result. Why? Because a short game might not be entertaining for fans after all. We have seen what happened with T10. T10 has, in my opinion, not even attracted any fans whatsoever. The game in Cardiff, which was originally reduced to 8 overs after a few hours of rain delay, then to a 5-over shootout due to torrential rains at Sophia Gardens in Cardiff, with the Proteas coming away with the victory under the DLS method, was an absolute farce to the game. Why? Because the game could have just been abandoned rather than not being played after all. Now, I'm not a fan of England, but on the whole, all that heavy rain and they still play, it's just a little bit disappointing to say the least. But however, today's second T20 international between England and South Africa that took place at the Old Trafford grounds in Manchester saw many records being shattered. One, England scoring its highest ever total in T20 Is, which is 304 for the loss of from 20 overs. To number 2, Phil Salt becoming the highest individual, or should I say from Phil Salt, officially becoming the highest individual T20 score for England, or should I say scoring the highest individual score for any T20 batter, which is 141 not out, which was absolute brute force, let me tell you. Then number 3, England's highest ever power play total, which was 100 runs without a single wicket loss after 6 overs. And that was because Josh Buttler, former captain, and Phil Salt was absolutely killing the Proteas. And if we look at the South African bowlers' bowling figures, none of them bowl well. Not one soul. And this is almost the same bowling attack that they tried in the ODIs, which they won 2-1. And overall, the side that they had in the one days was more successful than the one that played today. But we've seen how South Africa fought back so many times in the past. But this performance from South Africa today was absolutely deplorable. England, on the other hand, whenever they play on flat decks, they are absolutely aggressive compared to other types of pitches where they tend to struggle. I've been seeing that for the last few years and it's happening again. Number 4, this was also England's biggest victory in the history of all T20 internationals overall. If you look at the way how Josh Buttler and Phil Salt played today, like if they was batting in an arcade video game or a regular T10 or a normal T20 where they were blasting the bowlers to all parts of the ground. Now, do you all remember back in the old days where totals such as 250 to 300 in one-day international cricket was safe scores? Well, nowadays, those scores that I'm mentioning are actually safe scores in T20 internationals, or should I say in all T20 cricket on the whole. Whereas now in 50-over cricket, totals of 350, even 400 plus, are more than safe compared to in the past where 250 and 300 were winning totals. Plus, do you all remember the time back in May of 2022, England almost scored over 500 runs against the Netherlands in Amsterdam? It just goes to show that one-day cricket and T20 cricket has become a batter's paradise game, and there's nothing for the bowlers. Where we'll see equality for both batters and bowlers alike, to see a lot of friendliness, or should I say more competitiveness. That's my problemas. Hopefully the third and final T20I, aka the decider, will turn out to be a humdinger of a clash. Till then, my friends, be good, be cool, stay frosty, and we'll continue. And don't forget, look out for my post-match thoughts on the Barbados Royals Trinbago Knight Riders game later on. Take care.